Hey movie junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we are always celebrating the magic of movies with you. And today, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking and taking a look at one of the more obscure 1970s, late 1970s horror indie movies. This has been a favorite of mine for a long time, and it is, over here, Tourist Trap. Now, if this is the first time you've heard of Tourist Trap and you don't know what it is, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the movie. So, Tourist Trap is about a group of 30-year-old teenagers that are stranded at a secluded roadside museum and are stalked by a masked man who uses the attraction's mannequins to terrorize them. Now, throughout my years, I've always heard of Tourist Trap. I've always wanted to see Tourist Trap, but I never did until a couple years ago when Joe Bob Briggs had it on his last drive-in movie marathon on Shudder. And it had some big surprises in it where you think it's going one way and instead it does a flipperoo and goes the opposite direction. It's just a great little horror film. And this month, Full Moon and MVD released an uncut version on Blu-ray as a single release, and also this awesome retro 80s VHS box set that also includes Mr. Slausen's action figure. So let's switch over right now to the other camera and let's check out this set and what all comes with it. And then afterwards, come back with me and we're going to take a look at Tourist Trap and what this new uncut version all includes. And here we are, Tourist Trap. Let's open this up real quick and take a look at this guy here. I love this retro 80s VHS box look to it. There's the bottom there, there's the top, the spine. Let's open up this now and take a look at that. And try not to rip it while I open it up, because I always tend to end up ripping them. Okay, first let's take a look at the Blu-ray here. And let's take a look here. So you got the DVD on one side and you got the Blu-ray on the other side. And now let's take a look at the action figure here. So there we are. There's the action figure. I'm not going to open this up. I'm going to save it in the packaging. This is the main villain of the film. It's cool, a little mask right there. It's really detailed. So this is a limited edition, so I'm not going to open this up. Now, what's interesting about Tourist Trap is it had all the rules and makings of an R-rated horror terror film, but it was at the dismay of the director that it was infamously given a PG rating. And Smoller, the director, overtly made his frustration known publicly about the rating, saying the PG rating ended out hurting the film's marketing and ultimately hurt the film's box office success. And it got buried because of that. But in 2014, Full Moon released it on Blu-ray for the first time, at least here in the US. And for some reason, the Full Moon, with that 2014 release, cut out a lot of several key scenes from the film, causing an uproar from the fans and yelling matches between the director and the studio. 6 years later, Full Moon, with the help of MVD, finally gave us fans a new Blu-ray with all scenes intact, hence the uncut version. And it also has a 2K scan with an HD 1080p transfer from the original 35mm negative, supervised by the director. This new Blu-ray also includes 2 audio tracks, a new Dolby Digital 5.1 surround track, and the original theatrical mono track, and the intended aspect ratio of 1.78 to 1. Now, really, the presentation is really good. I was surprised. It's pretty stunning with improved color temperatures and color palette. Aside from that, though, there are some shots that do look pretty ragged to faded at times. And much of the darker interior moments, including the infamous basement scene, does at times offer chunky looking grain and crushed blacks. Now, this sounds like this is an awful transfer, but compared to the very lackluster 2014 Blu-ray and other home media editions, it's still overall a very much improvement from those. But like I said, it does have its fair share of problems with the image quality. The audio, I did switch back and forth between the 5.1 and the mono tracks to compare the two. The 5.1 track really does not offer much, if anything at all. The surround channels are barely used, if at all, and the 5.1 track really is pretty pointless. There's no point to it. Everything that you see on the screen is in the front. There's no reason to have a surround track. The mono track, however, sounds great. Dialogue is strong and clear. So for the Blu-ray score itself, I'm giving the video a 4 out of a 5, and the audio the 5.1 audio, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 because it's completely pointless. But the mono auto track, I'm going to give it a 3 out of a 5. This is just a great little horror gem from the late 70s that is well worth your attention, and it's definitely worth picking up this Blu-ray. Well, before you jump out of this video, do me a huge favor and jump down in the comments and let me know if you've seen Tourist Trap or what is your favorite 70s indie type horror film. Also, guys, stay tuned for some new reviews coming up. I have some great 4K UHD reviews of this guy right here, the Ip Man collection, and one of my favorite films, a love story to cinema, Cinema Paradiso. And also we're going to take a look at Arrow Video's new release of Versus. This has a brand new transfer and the correct aspect ratio, which I'll get into in the review. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.